So here's a little guide just into something. I guess most of you guys that actually have lives probably don't care about. This is uh, this is Chisgule's toolkit for rock. It has a bunch of calculators, simulators ish, whatever it is. Um, and this is strictly just the Google Sheet. Um, which includes a couple calculators, but mostly just like information. Really, there's other simulators. There's entire simulators that you could download to like uh, simulate fights and stuff and whatever. But um, this right here is just specifically I have it bookmarked. Um, just mostly information based. So if you basically are kind of new to the game, this has a lot of data, and I mean a bunch of these are legendary commanders that are, as it says, expertise with museum buffs, and guys like Nevsky and Guan Yu and just all these most of these guys actually, almost all of them, until you get down here, till you get down to about Saladin and Mulan and Richard and Ethelflaed, Minamoto. All these guys are unavailable for people like free um, KVK, and it's pretty chill. Um, Cheeseburgery. It's honestly just and it's not too subjective. You would think like a list like this is subjective. Like these are specifically like tried, as it says here, like against each other and um just with like open field and stuff. Like they have specifically tested each of these in all these different circumstances, and you'll notice like city defense, like Nevsky is obviously not a defender. Like everyone that has Nevsky or has dealt with him knows that. But like literally in everything else, he's freaking amazing. Like a single target, like 1v1 against Nevsky, you're not gonna win. Um, I mean YSG, probably the first of these that a free to play player can get that's actually worth it. Scipio and Boudica, these are the legendary versions, not the epics. So don't think that maxing out Rome's starting commander is like a huge move, because there's a legendary variation called Prime for the two of those. There's Joan Prime. She's good. But yeah, Guan Yu, infantry guy that you'll get later on. YSG is probably like the first and the best. He's an archer. You get him during Wheel of Fortune. But then there's Pakal, Alexander Great, Honda, Tadaketsu, however you say his name. A lot of these guys, and then if you scroll down, I guess the next one you'd run into would probably be like Saladin, and then Richard, Ethelfled. There's Minamoto. Honestly, Minamoto's decent. We start here at 9, and Minamoto is 41st, so almost top 30 legendaries. And I mean, in comparison to the legendaries that you can actually get at the beginning of the game, he's not bad. He just becomes a little, I guess, just a little useless, like months on, if not years, when people start maxing these guys out. But Yanjishka, YSS, Zenobia is actually really low, which is surprising because she's one of the best defenders. But I guess that being her only trait is doesn't help. They have Sundog, Ishida, and Cleopatra. It says don't invest universals in gathering. Everybody should know that. If you don't, you don't now. A little canyon list. Once again, Nevsky cooks. Um, and this is an unmeta build. These are people that currently, due to like just the way the game is built and the pace of the game, or not the pace of the game, like the layout of the game, like they're not good because there's better alternatives. So Thutmose, he's Archer. He's outdone by guys like YSG and what's that Chinese dude? Zhuge um, Ragnar, Viking, kind of mid, Edward. Moctezuma, Khan, Lubu, Sid, another archer that is just outdone. Caesar, there's much better. I mean, first of all, there's much better conquerors, but the conqueror skill tree is completely irrelevant currently. There's much better people with for skill damage and attack and stuff. Barca, Hannibal, who you get during the Hannibal Barca, who you get from buying the VIP crates. You don't really, he doesn't matter at all. That's why, yeah. If I go over here, I'm not ever going to buy past VIP 9 because that's where you max out Minamoto and then you get Barca sculptures, and it's honestly not worth it for Barca. Um, and then here you just get regular rewards. 16, you get Trial of the Lost Kingdom. 17, equipment and whatnot, and then 18, just some blueprints and equipment. So, I mean, obviously the buffs are great, but the actual special chests are pretty much useless after 9. So, excuse me. Scroll down, that's the end of that. Go over to here. Same thing, different format. Epic tier list, probably a little more applicable. I could do a full video just on this if I wanted to. Maybe I will. But of course, here you got Sun Tzu, overall best um, best epic commander, just for open field, especially. Also, just the fact that he's a nuke. You know, you can hit multiple targets. Joan is equally as up there, but she's not Garrison like Sun is. Sun is unique in that he's great for open field and can just do a ton of damage for skill, but he also is Garrison. Um, None of these guys are good for rallies, but Sun's great for defending objectives because of his Garrison, and then Canyon's good too. But you'll notice Sun, or not Sun, Joan takes over that because she's just got the ring buff and everything, so she's really freaking insane when you have multiple armies. But in a 1v1 context, probably going towards Sun here. She is also in open field, technically above Sun just because she can buff a bunch of people. But I think in a 1v1, Sun would definitely take that down. Kira Kusanagi, which is actually surprising because Kusanagi sucks, but he's rated kind of highly because he has a very unique skill, and that his primary removes all debuffs. So if I could pull it, I don't even know if I have him. I do have him. So his primary here removes all these debuffs, which is actually pretty dope because certain characters, like if you're fighting an Ethelfled does extra damage to um, slow down armies. So if you can kind of expunge those negative effects, then you're also expunging the additional damage that she does. And this works on multiple Tamiris' Masagate's counterattack skill. Yeah, poison, that's, I mean, you're not going to be dealing with that right now. Exhaust, you're not dealing with that either. But slow, you are dealing with currently. Control, that should be Herman and maybe some other people, I think. No, he's silence. He's silencing. Who controls? Oh, it's all the same. So yeah, silences, disarms, and heal immunes. So, other debuffs, which is just anything that reduces your stats, basically. So, kind of a dope skill, but he's also a Garrison, and Archer, so... and then this is just like a whatever, kind of mid, but just the fact that he can take off all the debuffs probably puts him up there. Followed by Pelagius, my guy. He's just outdone by Sun, but I have him because I'm Spain and I just wanted to go Spain for the resources and whatnot. But obviously China's definitely the meta pick right now starting. Then you get Yuji. Bybars is a little lower than I thought he would be. Um, I thought he'd be higher just because he has his little tornado sandstorm primary. You got Budoka, Osman, Herman, Belisarius, who isn't great, but he's fast. You'll see here it says Gatherer Killer, which is absolutely true. Um, He's one of the fastest cavalry guys, and that's why I'm using him as a runner. Then you have Scipio down here, who is a lot lower than I guess he might maybe have used to be. He's just not great anymore. And then Lohar is only for barbs. And you see the canyon list here. You got Sun, Joan, Kira, Kusunoki. Kusunoki just for that anti-debuff strat. And then Pelagius is kind of mid. Yulji overtakes Pelagius for that because decreased defense, that's garrison, that's infantry, and damage buff. The expertise is just extra infantry. Obviously, in the canyon, you have all infantry. The expertise is also, but it's cavalry, so maybe just because Yulji directly counters Pelagius is why. But also, it just depends on whether you'd have 900 damage plus 100 rage every cycle, or if you'd rather have 750 damage plus 30% less defense. I personally think I would actually rather have the Pelagius, but in the Canyon context, you could have multiple troops hitting at the same time, and whatever. But Pelagius definitely cycles through faster just because he has his restoration. Plus, I'm a cavalry main, so I'm biased. Over here we have the commander tier key, yeah. So yeah, S tier, A, B, C, D, N. N doesn't mean no, or not playable, it just means niched. Puzzle box, this is like a little event, there's kind of a calculator here. Probably obsolete to actually go over that right now. Daily special chances, whatever. Crystal cold key calculator, which this does look a little rough and could probably use like a theme fix, maybe spread it out, but whatever. Universal Legendary Commander Sculpture Wheel. So there's that. That's a little calculator. We keep going. Wheel, team draw, Chisgule's team draw, another calculator, Esmeralda's player, that's an event, calculator for her, old calculator, another team draw, Card King, Holy Knight's Treasure, Starlight Sculpture Evaluation, that's maybe a little more useful, just to have, I don't know what these numbers are, but to have this to see different combinations. I think 5. It should be 411. I think as the best combo, or I guess the most efficient because. Wait, hold on. So regular blessed bundle. It's kind of weird how they have this. I can't remember. It's hard to tell which side's which, but yeah, for the regulars, one blast and one bundle I think is the go-to, but it just depends. Expected experience. And if you have 6 blessed, I guess that's dope. Production calculator, legendary commanders, money for resources, which is a no life thing. Strategy points, barb calculations, action points, helps, other calculations, apparently other math I'm doing, and the hunt for history, and that just about runs through the whole duration of the calculators on that spreadsheet. So just wanted to show that. This link is in the description of most of Chisgule's videos, but And he also does a lot of explaining for, why, what it does and what it's about. But this is kind of also explains just a few of these, not all of them, but a few of these. Um, so yeah, you can make copies of this and manipulate it, but I haven't actually used it to manipulate anything yet. And there's definitely some lacking tools in here. Like it doesn't tell you, it doesn't have a calculator for one commander against another, or how who's better in certain situations for like certain types of troops or just whatever, and it doesn't tell you how expensive it is to get tier 3 units, tier 4, tier 5, or whatever. This doesn't include, I don't think, the research calculator, but um, that's in different places. This just has mostly commander stuff and specific events, so nothing crazy, just pretty chill. Wanted to throw that out there, so just a little introduction to that.